Welcome, everyone, to a brand new season of NBA basketball. Coaching staffs, Clark, have certainly grown since your time in the league. Do you think that can lead to too many voices in the locker room?
I really don't think that's an issue, Kevin, because no matter how many coaches you have, typically they are all in sync, and the head coach has usually put his staff together, and therefore they're moving in the same direction.
Here's the starting group for the Indiana Pacers. The perimeter pairing with Nembhard and Mathurin. Siakam is the 4, and he'll be next to Turner at the 5. And it's Halliburton in the point guard. Now, here's Ivey. Good work there as it goes.
Oh, interior defense doesn't hold back against Ivey, but he just explodes right by them and gets it to go. Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Hey, Kevin, thanks. I was able to talk with J.B. Bickerstaff for a minute. We talked about the challenge of game planning for Tyrese Halliburton. Coach said we have to stay in front of him. The second he gets a step on us, that's when it's kind of pick your poison with him. If our guys stay in front of him, I think we should be fine. Back to you.
Thanks so much, David. Indiana's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. And Greg, for longtime Pistons fans, that Bad Boys era was so special.
I mean, Detroit's a tough, hard-working town, and those teams did have great talent led by Isaiah Thomas, but it was their physical, intimidating style of play that made them the Bad Boys.
Here's Cunningham. The 3. That shot, no good. The Pacers have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. He gets it in there.
Very good composure and control that time by Halliburton, not allowing that physical defense to affect his shot at all.
Here's Cunningham, following the score by Tyrese Halliburton. Finished off the break.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
And you know you're going to get those buckets, guys, when you're quick to get out on the break. Get that ball up the court as fast as you can.
Out to Thompson from deep. And it's Mathurin with the rebound.
You know, he just has not been himself this period. Just too inconsistent up and down at the offensive end.
And it's Halliburton missing. Detroit's gone 0 of 3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. Ivey with the bucket.
Already finding his spots and capitalizing. Playing really efficient basketball.
And so it's Halliburton who brings up the ball for the Indiana Pacers. 3-point lead. It's tipped. Harris against Siakam. And it's Harris off the drive. And slam dunk by Harris.
You know, we talk a lot about athleticism, guys. It's important. And right there, Harris used his well to create for himself.
Mathurin, good.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Beasley's checked in for Thompson. And Indiana with the change here, too. McConnell's checked in. Pistons have gone 4 of 10 shooting the ball here in the first quarter. Back to Ivey. Shot from free throw range. Siakam pulls it in. Pacers leading by 4. Seems like every time, Greg, we see Tyrese Halliburton, he's wearing a big smile on his face.
Talk about a guy who just loves this game. Halliburton is such an enthusiastic player, and that positive attitude really infects his entire team.
Here's Ivey following the score by Indiana, and the basket is good.
And he is really in a zone right now, playing and scoring with confidence.
Baseline jumper. He squares up and sinks it.
Man, love how Turner reads the defense, sensing and seeing separation as the pass is coming his way. Man, calmly pulling up for the shot. Nice.
And Duran slams it in.
Chemistry at its best. An unreal alley-oop.
You're right. The pass, the catch, the dunk, all of it perfect.
And it all had to be, because that's not nearly as easy as they made it appear.
Beasley for 3. Nailed from three-point land.
Take a look at his career numbers, and most of Beasley's shots are 3s. So Malik knows how to knock those down. Boy, he knows he should have knocked that one down, especially with the defense not giving much of an effort.
Pistons passing it around. Here's Ivey. Again, the Pistons good for 2.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth, physical basketball, guys.
And the Pacers can't get it to go. The Pistons have gone 8 of 15 from the field, shooting above 50% here tonight. Offensive rebound. On its way from Beasley for 2. Makes no mistake on the open jump shot. Beasley's got 5 now.
Getting shots in the spots he likes, that's exactly what Beasley looks to do.
Cunningham for 3. Good. And Harris gets the assist. Harris has got his 3rd assist on the night. And so it's Jaden Ivey making things happen for the Pistons. He notched 8 points in the quarter. And if you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from Detroit?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Yeah, and it's worked. They've got a clear edge and points in the paint. Now we'll see if they go with a more balanced attack or just keep on pounding it inside.
And so in the game for the Pacers, Halliburton is out there with T.J. McConnell. Then there's Toppin. Then it's Walker. And it's Nesmith in at the 3. Nobody near Schroeder. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. And with their offensive firepower, had the Pacers Clark maxed out at that end of the floor.
There's still a lot of room for this team to grow offensively, Kevin. A low rate of free throws is something they can improve on. And a relatively low rate of threes and offensive boards, those are areas that can get better. I think there's another level they have to reach yet.
The shot by Thompson, no good. Pacers trail by 6. Here's McConnell from outside off the mark. Pistons have gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. Schroeder looking over the floor. Launches it. They get it back. Indiana's gone 0 of 2 from deep here in the second. Halliburton for 3. Drills it from outside. Halliburton's got 7.
At the arc, Halliburton confident, no fear, no hesitation.
Timeout.
He sees a good shot, he's letting it fly.
And J.B. Bickerstaff has called a timeout. Wants to regroup and go over the strategy. Detroit making a switch. Reed's checked in. Indiana also making some changes. Ryan's checked in for Toppin. Shepard comes in for Nesmith. And it's Jackson in for T.J. McConnell. Here's Hardaway. That one's in, his first shot this game.
Well, I tell you what, energy and activity from Hardaway Jr. there, showing you exactly what it takes to keep plays alive.
Jackson misses.
And if you ask me what percentage of the time he's making that shot, my answer would be in the single digits.
Well, you can't be forcing a shot like that. You got to keep the ball moving. Get something better.
A different look here for Detroit. Harris comes in for Paul Reed. And Cade Cunningham subbed in for Malik Beasley. Outside Hardaway. 2 minutes now played in the second quarter. And you know, Greg, we're seeing so many teams utilizing the dribble handoff.
And it really forces the defense into a bad spot, can create situations where the offense has an advantage, and then it allows you to kind of seek out the matchup.
Mark, these Indiana Pacers play at one of the quickest paces of any team in the NBA.
Yeah, I love the fact that it's quite fitting considering the nickname, Indiana Pacers. And they do set the pace. They love to push that rock, and they do it relentlessly. Catching you before your defense can get set. It's a beautiful way to play. Tell you what, though, you got to be in great shape to make it work.
And that one, good. Now just a 2-point Detroit lead.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Halliburton against Schroeder. It's good. He scores. That's his first basket after missing his first 2 attempts. Now 1 for 3.
So crafty and clever at finishing inside. Schroeder doesn't lack confidence. trying to get it up and down from this area.
Harris against Walker. Harris passing to Schroeder. Outside Hardaway. A three-pointer, no good.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Drains the three-pointer. Shepard's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Halliburton all about getting his teammates open looks. Does such a great job with his unselfishness making the pass.
Pass to Hardaway. Lots of room. Here's Stewart. And there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness. If they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
And so it's Rick Carlisle here calling timeout. He wants a minute here to get things straightened out with his team. For the Pistons, Jalen Duren. He's checked in for Stewart. Thompson comes in for Hardaway. And it's Jaden Ivey in for Dennis Schroeder. The Pacers also changing it up. Turner's checked in for Bryant. Pascal Siakam comes in for Walker. And it's Benedict Mathurin in for Shepard. The Pacers have gone 6 of 10 from the floor here in the second quarter. Takes the three. Detroit with the rebound. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip. Here's Harris. The quick look, no good that time. They time it right, they can end this quarter with a 2 for 1.
And that's how you want to end the quarters.
Jackson misses. And so it's Cunningham with it. He brings it up for the Detroit Pistons. And slam dunk by Harris.
Boy, that's an outstanding job by Tobias Harris there, keeping his composure and concentration, then converting while under pressure. Well done.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
Free throw shooting, not an area he has worried about at all. How about last year, 88% from the line?
Yeah, that's a great asset to have, guys, for any team. Coming down the stretch in close games, you've got a guy who's confident and very good at the line. When he steps up there, you feel good about it.
Now, here's Ivey. He's got 8. And right on through for another basket. He's got 5 made on 5 of 9 shooting.
Nice play, and you can see they're gathering momentum.
You know, they need to stay aggressive here. Build the lead up while they've got the chance. Don't waste this opportunity.
And so it's Detroit in control with a 9-point lead to end the quarter. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks. Rick, what do you not like about how your team is playing so far?
Well, we weren't into it. We missed the block out. We were taking a couple of bad shots. So we just need to refocus. Key in this game, we got to take away their open jump shots and threes, and we got to rebound.
Rick, thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
And this team has put on a show so far, guys.
Reminds me of my time with the Lakers, or the Heat, or the Orlando.
And looking back on that first half, it certainly hasn't gone as planned for the Indiana Pacers.
I get trying.
That'll do it for our show tonight.
And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. Tyrese Halliburton has been sensational.
And the way that he has helped out with the ball movement has been a difference maker early on.
And, you know, that's not a job they ask him to do very often, but in the first half, I thought he was in perfect sync with his teammates.
Inside for him, it's Harris and Duren. The backcourt pair will be Cunningham and Ivey. And it's Thompson in at the small forward position. That's the group for Detroit right now. Tobias Harris-Clark has played over a dozen years in the NBA, and he is still a solid third option.
He really is, and he only played 1 year in college, and yet has been steady and consistent. He might not be the most efficient scorer, but he still does a lot of good things when he's on the floor, and he does them at both ends of the floor.
Taking it to the rack with power.
Wow, hammering down the two-hand slam.
Really piling on the lead with a dunk like that.
Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, Jalen Duren, a physical specimen, is improving the finer points of his game, including his vision. He said, "I feel like I've always been a good passer. I've developed more of that as my young career has gone on, understanding the league better and how to win." Kevin?
Well, it takes time, but nice to see his development.
And defense has to guard Cade in the corner. He will take and make that shot.
Ivy with the bucket.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
If it's working, keep working it. That's what I say. Keep the pressure on him.
Siakam for three. That falls. Nice feed that time from Halliburton. Halliburton's got 5 assists in the game. Ivy on the wing. Goes back up. And Duren lays it in. Duren's got 6 points.
Really strong rebounding on the interior, and he gets the easy putback.
Mathurin, good.
A young guy who is ready to attack. Mathurin gets the ball and goes straight into his shot.
Back to Cunningham. And then Cunningham with the dunk.
Just rubbing it in their faces with that dunk.
He is never going to take his foot off the pedal.
And that's terribly demoralizing for a defense, guys. I mean, they know he's going to keep coming and coming and coming, and that they may not have an answer for it.
Harris outside. From outside the arc, Pascal Siakam grabs the miss.
Well, I don't think he's performing up to his own expectations, but they still find themselves out in front.
Pistons leading by 9. And Harris wide open. He shoots. And Duren is right there. Duren's got 6 here in this quarter.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Well, once they recognized the advantage they had inside, it made a lot of sense just to continue to attack that area.
Detroit has gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. Sinks the triple. He's got 8.
Responding with the 3. Harris understands that you got to fight fire with fire.
Mathurin for 3. Rebound, Detroit. Duren's got rebound number 13 with that last one. Inside. And Duren slams it in. And that's a double-double for him now. 10 points and 13 rebounds.
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying to get back into a game like this.
Ouch, Greg, that is definitely an emphasis jam. A big apostrophe or exclamation point, maybe even a question mark.
And guys, I know there are a lot of questions right now defensively for this team. There's no doubt about that.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, that's the message they were sending with that foul. Nothing easy inside.
Here's what Detroit's going with right now. Hardaway's checked in for Tobias Harris. Malik Beasley comes in for Jaden Ivey. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Cade Cunningham.
He's doing his best to carry him, fellas, but he can only do so much. Things would be different for them if he was getting a little more help.
Hardaway from outside. Toppin pulls it in.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
He was all alone on that one. Neesmith has got 5 points so far.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
It's hard for me to watch this. I mean, the defense practically giving them those shots.
Pacers trail by 10. McConnell finds Siakam. Here's Shepard. Wasted no time on that shot, but it's off the mark. Detroit's gone a less than productive 2 of 6 from three-point land in the second half. Hardaway passes to Thompson. Duren against Siakam. Back to Thompson. Shoots the 3. Siakam pulls it in. Siakam's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Here's McConnell. And so it's the Detroit Pistons going into the break with a 10-point lead. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard, putting the pass right on the money.
Terrific versatility coming from a big man. Not something that the majority of big guys possess.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. Pacers trail by 10, and so in the game for the Pacers. We've got Walker. T.J. McConnell is out there with Halliburton. Then there's Aaron Nesmith. And it's Toppin in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. The shot by Stewart with no one around. And he's good on the three ball.
You can rely on Schroeder's passing ability. He does a good job finding and setting up shooters.
Shot's good by Walker.
Wow, something's brewing, guys. The three-pointers just continue to flow.
Yeah, they've had a great second half from long range. I mean, things are definitely starting to look up for them.
Pass to Stewart. Here's Holland. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Here's Nesmith. It's deflected. Pushing it up. Hardaway with a wide-open look. Misses the three.
Not his best game, but they're still getting it done collectively.
That one's good, and the Piston lead is cut down to just 8 points with the bucket from Halliburton.
A terrific effort from Halliburton so far offensively. He's not holding anything back on that end of the floor.
And J.B. Bickerstaff has called a timeout. And he wants to see some changes out there right away and right now. Simone Fontecchio, he's checked in for the Pistons. So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Ryan is checked in for Toppin. Johnson comes in for Walker. Benedict Mathurin, he's checked in for Aaron Nesmith. And it's Jackson in for Halliburton. It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Well, during the break, I listened in on J.B. Bickerstaff's huddle, and he was real calm during the timeout. He was smiling when he told the team, we're up. Game plan is working. Go out there and have fun. It's always fun when you're up late, guys.
Thank you, David. That one's in there. The Detroit lead is cut down to just 6 points with the basket from Bryant.
And you know he's finishing when he gets that close. Count it.
Hardaway for three. That's in, coming off the assist from Cunningham. Cunningham's got his 6th assist on the night. And it's Bryant missing.
And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Jackson. So Detroit going with an almost entire new group here. Jalen Duren, he's checked in for Reed. Harris comes in for Isaiah Stewart. Asar Thompson, he's checked in for Hardaway. And Ivy subbed in for Malik Beasley. Here's Johnson. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. That one on Harris. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Pistons.
They've been active defensively, rotating well, and then also closing out on shots. It's resulted in a number of blocks.
And I love the fact they kept the pressure on, really pushing that ball, running it up the floor. I love seeing that. A team staying aggressive even when they're playing well.
Nice step back to get it off. And the Pistons lead by 13.
And this is the beauty of Cunningham. He can score from anywhere on the floor. That length, obviously, a huge advantage. And he is starting to turn it on now after that slow start.
Ivy kicks to Cunningham. Harris outside. Cunningham looking it over. Good for another bucket. He's made half a dozen now, 6 for 8 on the night.
And the strength of Cunningham. Fantastic job there scoring on the defense.
And so it's Rick Carlisle here calling timeout. There was no hesitating. He wants to talk to the team right now. So Indiana ends up with a new group on the floor. Pacers trail by 13. Pass to Turner. Shoots over Duren. Rebounded by Cade Cunningham. Cunningham's got 4 rebounds in this game. Ivy, no one around him. Off target from outside.
I'm shocked that it didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
His mid-range shot is very solid. I mean, for some reason, the defense let him have it.
Got a piece of it, and we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there.
You two players.
Here's the triple. That's tipped out of bounds. Detroit takes possession. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Here's Cunningham. It falls for his 7th bucket of the contest. He's 7 for 9.
And one of the areas where Cunningham has been compared to Doncic, his strength with the ball in his hand. And it's still a rare sight to see rebound numbers like the ones he's had tonight.
Boy, he has put in some major work. He's earning his pay, for sure.
A nice shot by Halliburton.
Tyrese Halliburton, take a bow, young fella. You deserve it. You have been outstanding.
Guys, a good chance for them to slow it down.
Yeah, they definitely should use some clock.
Here's Cunningham. Thompson outside, looking for Harris. He gets it there. The shot's good. And that's 13 points for Tobias Harris.
And these are the types of games where one team clearly has the edge. Tonight, it will be a win by a large margin for Detroit.
This was a very efficient offense tonight.
And they found a way to get their shots to go down. A little luck didn't hurt. A lot of their 50-50 shots fell their way.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And against a conference opponent, always good to take that first win of the season series to establish a psychological edge.
Especially because they're going to get together 3 more times this season. You love to get an opponent figured out early. You're going to be seeing them that often.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Cade Cunningham.
Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do much to keep him from dropping it in.
Benedict Mathurin, he's checked in for the Pacers.
You know, it would have been great to knock them all down, but he did enough to put this one in the bag.
Lobbed up there for Thompson, and it's Thompson with the jam.
And it's just competing, giving your best when it matters most.
Yeah, you know, once they got victory in their view, a huge injection of energy and a great run to finish it off.
Thompson passes to Cunningham. And the foul on Miles Turner. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. That's good from Cunningham. And so Cunningham nails both of them. And so it's the Pistons taking care of business here. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. And once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
That concludes the first game of the NBA season. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is